Welcome to our show, Tea Time with Tammy and Terrell. I am your co-host, Terrell Sally Holloman, your blood type lifestyle health coach. And my hostess with the mostest is Tammy R. Nobles, your success strategist. We're so excited to talk all things on this show, faith, fitness, and friends. And we want to remind women they are significant, to make themselves a priority because it's vital for success. So bring your cup of tea or coffee and join us with a notebook and pen to grab some nuggets we'll be dropping, as our guests will be showing up on this show too. And do hit that subscribe button on both of our channels.
Well, hey now. And welcome on back. Listen, you are in for a treat today. If you have not told your money where to go, or if you are still struggling with your money mindset, you want to stay tuned for the show tonight. You are in the space of Tea Time with Tammy and Coach Terrell. Coach T, y'all know. So listen, I am Tammy R. Nobles, your success strategist, my friends, and I want to welcome you to our show tonight. I'm so excited about what we are going to discuss tonight. Listen, yes. I'm going to hand it on over to you, Coach T.
All right, now it's so good to have our friends up in here, our faith friends and fitness. I might have said it wrong, but it's all good. But hey, Coach Tammy, I have to ask you, what tea are you drinking tonight? Because I got my peppermint tea right here.
Listen, I have to admit that I am absolutely in love with my ginger and lemon crystals. Ooh. When I tell you, when we first started, this was a full cup, but I'm almost done. And I'm a creature of a habit. So I don't always change things. When I find something I like it, and I stick to it, and then I switch. So yeah, I'm drinking the ginger and lemon crystals again.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've already had my cinnamon tea. I've had ginger tea on this show. We always got something going on up here and stuff like that. But let me quickly introduce myself so I could introduce our guests. I am Coach T, and that is really short for the fact my whole name is Terrell Sally Holloman. I'm your blood type lifestyle health coach for professional women, and you could definitely reach out to me another time to talk about that. But more importantly, we're going to be talking about money and finances, my girls. Oh my goodness. Yes. And heaven knows we need this in this climate right now. So my good friend, Coach Kim, our Kingdom Financial Coach, is here to set you on fire so you know exactly how to get your finances in order this month so you could be right on target, do what you need to do. And this woman has experience all over the last 20 years in her field of expertise. So she's the one that you want to ask those questions to after we finish this show or during this show if you're right here, right now, with regard to what you need to do to get your house financially in order. So here we go, Coach Kim.
Wow. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate y'all. This is going to be fun. Wow. With the family and friends, faith and finances. And here we go. And when we think about that, as I'm thinking about it, that I'm thinking about where does it all start? And you know what? It starts right here. In a sense. Oh. Mm-hmm. In a sense, it starts in our mind. And why I say in a sense is because we're really learning it from somewhere, somebody. It might not be right, but we are learning. And when we think about our mind, you know, we have our mind, we have our thoughts, the things that we learn, the things that we understand. And then when we have that set, think about it. When they are building a foundation of a house, they pour the concrete and they have to wait for it to set. So mindset. When you're thinking about that mindset, what are we putting into our mind? And we're putting it really in concrete because why? We see the results. Yeah, the results that This is what we've been thinking. This is where we set our mind to. If you got it from your mama, if you got it from watching TV, your broke girlfriend, whoever you got it from. And so now your mind is set in. A lot of times that's what we have to begin with. And your mind and heart, they kind of connected there. And people don't think about this. So if we have a situation going on, what you gonna do? You're either gonna eat it or spend it. Okay? Because
Amen.
your heart, your feelings, are now controlling your mind. What are you thinking? What are you going to do? And we have to change that. It's time for change.
Yeah.
It's time that we change, the way we look at money, our mindset. We can start changing it. We don't have to have it set in concrete. That's the good thing about it. That's the good thing about it. We can get that machine out, and we can start digging up some stuff.
Ooh.
We can really get to the root of the matter of why we're doing what we're doing, so we can be free. That's the other F. We want to be free. We don't want to stay
Amen.
stuck in that place where we were yesterday, or the last 10 years, the last 20 years, generations, and we want to be the change in our life. And it's going to start with us.
Man.
Great job.
First of all, Coach Kim, you just came right at it. Like, you're not here to play no games with us. You hear me? So, what I like about what you said is that we set things in concrete. So ultimately, if we connect with these things that we've set in our minds and it's in concrete, we got to unlearn some things, right? And we got to be ready to put ourselves in that uncomfortable position to unlearn some things about our money, right? And so we have these money mindsets, and we don't always understand that we're functioning in these cycles, regardless of how much money you make, but because it's in concrete. Oh, this
Oh,
is
I love that, right? That concrete.
it's so good because it's set in concrete. It doesn't matter how much money you have or how little you have. If I'm hearing you clearly, but because of what's set in your mind in these cycles, until you change your mind, we'll continue to run into the same types of issues, doing it over and over again because it's in the concrete set in our minds. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yes. you,
She say yes.
you put that, you laid that out really well. Yes, and it has to stop. It's hard because that's what you learned, and what mama says is right. For some people, what TV says is right, or internet, or whatever, is right. Your next door neighbor, oh yeah, that's right. We get set in these things, and it's time for it to be broken.
You know
And
what it sounds like to me, y'all? It sounds like when someone has this fixed mindset, they're just
Mhm.
like stuck in that rut and they just don't want to get out. And they could be going down in quicksand, quicksand, and you trying to pull them out and they're like, nope, this is the way I know. I tell you, my mother was one of those moms that used to say stuff like this. And let me know if you heard this ever in your life. Money don't grow on trees. I don't know why you asking for me to buy that. I ain't got no money. Don't you touch that thing in the store. I ain't got no money if you break it, child. I mean, these are the kind of things I grew up with. So I would even ask Coach Kim to help some of the ladies and gents out there. What are some things we could start doing to break up that fixed mindset that we're so stuck in that we heard our mamas telling us years ago that's still here, and you're already 40 years 40 years later still doing the same thing.
well, I'm going to say the first thing is pick up a book. Okay? Pick up a book, because there's so much information out there, or perhaps, you find somebody credible on the internet, because hey, the resources are there. The library, it's free, right? Is it still library still free?
Yeah.
So there's things that we need to do, and that's one thing that's a easy, but some people don't want to read.
Mm.
And we have to learn listen to the right people who are those right people?
Mm.
Are they winning with their money? Think
Mm.
about it. Are they paying their houses off? Are they paying their cars off? Are they balancing their checkbook? Hey, let's keep it really simple. There's a lot of
Mm.
people that are not even balancing their checkbook because they're letting automation do it for them. So they don't know in 3 months, oh, that didn't come out, and it comes out 3 months later. Now you have a balanced check. So we have to pay attention to those things that is in front of us, and we're blinded by the swipe. Come on.
Girl, say
Ooh.
that again. Blinded by the swipe.
We are blinded by the swipe or the tap here, and it's easy. Oh, it's easy. Don't let me. I don't have to go looking for no coins, no bills, and it distract. It's a
Oh.
distraction. It's a trap. It really is a trap because
Wow.
now you don't have the emotions that go with. If you're gonna take $100 out of your purse to buy something, you be like, I don't know if I want to do that. But if you hit that card, boop, you don't feel that. So you could, hey, okay, let's do this. We got the money in the bank, I think. So there's things that we need to educate ourselves.
Mm.
And they're starting to do that in the schools. They're starting to make it mandatory in the high school that you do have to take classes before you graduate. So that's good. But guess what? It starts even younger. Think about if we were taught when we were in primary school
Mm.
that, yes, money doesn't go on trees, but what can I do to earn some money?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, you're a kid. Well, how can I help? How can I help? How can I help? Can I go rake some leaves? Oh, can I pretend that I'm babysitting even though I'm only 5 years old and I'm going to watch my 1-year-old? But, their mentality, they don't know. But how are we training? And if it's mistrained, remember from the beginning, we've learned these things that were passed down that really wasn't correct. So now we got to uncorrect those things so we can be able to move forward and change our generation. I mean, I want my generation to change. Where I'm at today is a
Mm-hmm.
good place, but I want it to be better. Don't we want better?
Yes.
Better for
Absolutely.
ourselves. We want better for those that come next. If you have children, if you don't, maybe it's your niece or your nephew, your next door neighbor, somebody. You want to do better when it comes to your finances, but it has to start with us, and we have to unravel.
Yep.
Yeah, we have to unravel those roots, the roots of the wrong thinking, the roots of, well, I don't care, it doesn't matter, the roots that's attached that it's hurting. So you're really spinning at a hurt. So you really need to get healed. So we have so
Amen.
many
Say that
roots
again.
that we need to dig up in order to be free. And then we can
Wow.
move forward.
So this is what I hear you say. Well, first of all, just piggybacking on what Coach T said. First of all, if we have a fixed mindset about our money mindset, that means we need to be open to a growth mindset. And oftentimes we're in that space. And I'm just gonna talk about me. I'm oftentimes, because if I talk about me, nobody else can get offended. That's what Coach T taught me. If I'm in that growth mindset has always been connected to self-development and just being a better Tammy, right? But now you're telling me that I need to, these are your words, Coach Kim, unlearn, uproot, and understand money.
Yes.
I need to unlearn, uproot, and understand so that I can really embrace this growth mindset connected to money. That is so, listen, that's what I got. That's what I heard you say. And so then for other people like me and other people in the audience, like, what's the starting point? Because that sounds really good. Unlearn, uproot, and understand. But like, where do we start? Do you have resources? Can I call you? How can I, where do we stand and say, start here? And you said it's simple. So help us understand how to get there. So how do we start? Where do we start?
Well, I would say this, that for myself, one day I had a wake up call.
Mm.
And for me, the wake up call was what is going to be my next. I had children and I want to not pass debt on to them. I wanted my house. That was my if you want to say my why. I would like to leave the house with nothing on it. It's free and clear. And that was one of the wake up calls to me. So that means I have to do something about it. So I just push. I put a plan out. I laid it out. I listened to programs over, when I say for hours, because I was trying to hear, I had a question and I was trying to hear it. And other people would call this particular program and ask for questions. And I didn't hear mine, but I kept on listening and listening. And I became to obtain strategies. Okay, I can do this, I can do that. Self-sacrifice. Let me throw that in there, But for me, that's where, do we want to change? Do we want to leave the next generation in the pile of debt? I mean, the government's already taking care of that. So we don't have to do that, right? So I wanted to change. And it started with me. I had life situation. We have life. There's things that shake us up and wake us up. And I had a life situation. And I said, okay, I have to do something different. And that was for me. That was, I would say, my wake up moment, that I had to change and do something that's going to change the next generation. And it started with listening. Like I said, all of this stuff, listening. Who can help me? I have a coach. I read books. I write books. You have to look at these different things and a plan. Everybody's talking about plans and goal setting and strategies. Right. What about for your money? Guess what? Guess those people that's on TV with those commercials, they got a plan for your money. Do you have a plan for your money?
That's wow.
Yeah, do you have a plan for your money? That's a good one. Do you have a plan? That's a vision, right? Us having a vision with regard to our money. I don't believe people really think about that, Coach Kim and Coach Tammy. We so easily will get up in the morning, okay, what am I going to wear today? Who I'm going to talk to today, dropping off the kids, doing whatever. But we don't really think about and sit down and plan, even month by month. How is my budget working? What expenses coming out this week? What emergency fund, if I have one? They were saying, I read this probably almost 2 years ago, but they were saying in America that the age group, which is over 50, it's like a very, very low number that have savings in the bank account. Can you believe that? Now, if you're over 50, you're going closer to the retirement than somebody that's 20. Right. But the number is very, very low in terms of how much money they have in a savings account. So that's really scary to me, Coach Kim. And when you talk about how we have to unravel and really understand and uproot, for someone that's just starting out is a lot different than somebody that's probably in my age group, because I really got to unlearn a lot of stuff. But someone that's younger will have a better opportunity learning from someone like you, because you're a financial coach, Coach Kim, and you can really plot out an action plan for them. Do you have anything that's coming up that they can be a part of to learn how to make some changes regardless of their age?
Yes, I do. I have a master class that will be coming up, how to really work with your money. And that is coming up on March 23rd, 23. And, it's an investment, because guess what? We invest in a whole bunch of other stuff. We invest in things that we put in our mouth. We invest in things that we wear, the cars that we drive in. How about invest in you and your money? And that's going to be virtual. So you have no excuses that you cannot show up. And the price is at a good price range. I believe that, those that are still trying to navigate this whole financial system, when you make an investment, what did they say? You pay attention. So this is what I'm going to be offering on March the 23rd, 23. I like saying those numbers. 3/23/23. It sounds awesome. That's one of the things that at this particular time, because we're getting ready to cross over into a new month. And that's a whole nother subject for another day, new months.
Yes. Yes. And here, and okay, well, I almost took us somewhere else when you talked about crossing over into a new month. I'm gonna say this real quick because I've been reading this book about 12 weeks. The reason why people get so excited about a new year is because they get a do-over. They get to
Yes.
restart and refresh things all over again. So it encourages you to start over every 12 weeks. And guess what? Your class, your master class is right at the cuffs of that. We can come into your master class and then April 1 you could just breathe again
Yep.
and reset after you've educated yourself on understanding your money and having a fresh start. So I think the timing on 323 or 23
Yes.
is perfect. I love it and I'm excited about it. And listen, if you all don't know Coach Kim, the financial coach, listen, she talks about nickels and dimes. She makes it easy for you to connect and you can start wherever you are. This is where you can find her on LinkedIn. And even if you can't make it inside her masterclass, she's over here dropping some gems. Okay. So make sure you go find her on LinkedIn as well. And I'm just gonna say this, Coach Kim, like I am like vibing with this unlearn, uproot, and understand. Listen, I love that. And how you're connecting it to make your money work.
Work.
Make your money work. Here's the thing. So I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna be quiet. So Proverbs 10 and 22 says, "It is the blessing of the Lord that makes rich, and he adds no sorrow to it." So, really, what you're telling us is that we have to look into other things where God has blessed us, not to bring us sorrow, but to add to our lives, not to deplete, not to delete, not to take away from us, not to keep us stuck in this poverty mindset, right? That's the fixed mindset that's concrete and
Yeah.
set in our minds. Now we got to unlearn and uproot those things and connect with what he's saying. It's him that gives us, he makes us rich and added no sorrow. So if we're in this sorrowful place with our money, then we really need to do something to shift and shake that because that's not what God has called us to do and
That's
who he's called us to be. So with that, my friends, I want to just tell you thank you. And
Thank
I look
you.
forward to you coming back again. Coach
Yes.
C, it's on you.
Yeah. You know what I thought about as we close and let Coach Kim close us out is this: stewarding what you have, because we have
Mm,
much, but stewarding what we have can give us the vision to continue to move forward with regard to what God has told us in the blueprint of our lives. We do have the abundance, but the whole thing is having that growth mindset to do it. So go ahead, Coach Kim. Let us
Yes,
know a little something.
you mentioned the word vision, and that's what I had. I had a vision. I said, and I put the vision on my wall, and I put little check boxes so I can mark it off every month when I put that extra towards that goal that I have. So it was there in front of me, and that's what you need to do. You need to, whatever that is, if you got to makeshift a picture of it or find a picture in a magazine, whatever you need to do, print it out, put a plan together. Okay, put a plan together, and the plan, and it might take 3 years, but guess what, it is okay. If you keep on moving, you will get to your finish line.
yes.
That's what I'm gonna, but you gotta, the vision is so important, because if you don't have a vision, or I want to say, if you don't have a goal, then what are you hitting? Nothing. There you go.
Ooh, you heard that? You
Wow.
ain't got to go. You hitting nothing. You ain't getting to that finish line, right? Yes. Wow.
That was so good. Mic drop right there. So thank you so much for joining us, Coach Kim. We didn't do our declaration, but listen, I'm just going to put it up on the screen and you all can like snapshot that. I declare that I steward what I have and unlearn, uproot things to understand
my money.
my money.
Yeah.
Listen, create your money vision today, my friends. Connect with Coach Kim. Connect with her, and so she can help you get unstuck with your money trauma, your money situation, and all of those things. So, friends, I want to thank you so much for joining in tonight for another episode of Tea Time with Coach Tammy and Coach Terrell, also known as Coach T, y'all.
That's right.
Tea Time with Tammy and Terrell, y'all. Till